Hey guys, welcome. I'm Oksana, and in this video I'm going to be reviewing a UPW 2020 virtual Tony Robbins event. First, let me tell you a little bit of the backstory of why I actually decided to attend this event. Well, first of all, I have been wanting to attend a live Tony Robbins event for quite some time. I have learned about him when I was a kid, and I have read a number of his books, watched some of the YouTube videos, and throughout the years I have applied many of the tools that I have learned through reading his materials. So this was an incredible opportunity because the stars aligned in such a perfect way that I did not have to travel because the event was virtual. I did not have to book a hotel, and the price tag was actually pretty manageable considering that typically his events range from anywhere from $1,000 to $4,000 depending on the level that you're subscribing to. And I thought the price tag was completely justifiable. It was the first virtual event. I saw it and I decided to jump on the opportunity. I came to this event because of two reasons. Number one is working through my own personal stuff, which is related to me feeling like I have an imposter syndrome and not feeling like I'm enough, fear of not being loved. And the second one is really watching Tony Robbins and his team do and apply sales techniques that I believe they have absolutely mastered throughout the year. So I wanted to learn both at the same time, and I believe this event has delivered on those both domains for sure. So let's talk about the format. The format was absolutely incredible. They have put together a 23,000 people Zoom call. It was a live call over a 4-day period. The studio was fascinating. I mean, him and his team were incredibly engaged through 360-degree screens. They were able to flip for different pages of participants and actually call individual names out, which made it feel like a live interaction with Tony and his team, which made it more engaging, which made it more fun and exciting. So for those 23,000 people that have enrolled, they broke everyone up in smaller groups. So I was a participant in one of the smaller groups consisting of 220 people on the group, which created a sense of community. Really, it was manageable to get to know some people, form some connections, have conversations. We were able to really create this support group after the event through Facebook, which actually part of what delivered on the value of this experience. I thought that format was super convenient. I mean, I didn't have to travel anywhere. I didn't have to find extra time and spend an extra time on traveling to a different time zone, finding that extra time to come back. So I thought it was super convenient for those reasons. I also thought it was super fun. They made it engaging, they made it live, they made it immersive. I was really engaged throughout the 4-day period into every single thing that was going on. The content was incredible. As a part of pre-work, Tony and his team sent a package to my doorstep that I received. It consisted of a few things. One was the Unleash the Power Within personal workbook, which were heavily utilized throughout the event. I purchased an additional journal to fill with notes that I was taking. I think this was absolutely helpful because it helped navigate through some of the content and do the exercises. The second thing was the eye mask that we used during the event. Another thing that was in the box is the board. So this board is something that we had to break through. As you can see, it really is a symbol of finding your own power, stepping over your fear. Typically in a UPW event, they do a fire walk. Well, it's not really reasonable to set the house on fire in the middle of a virtual event. So I thought they did a great job of coming up with this as an alternative solution. And I thought this was absolutely fun and also challenging at the same time psychologically. Another thing, they had a marker for you to write and a couple cool things, which is really the reaction emoji that we could use during the Zoom call to kind of tell them how we felt or what we thought about it. The majority of content is based on the neuro-linguistic programming, which is essentially applied psychology tools. Since I have worked with some of the tools before I even joined the event, I thought it was absolutely incredible to see those tools delivered. They explained how they work, they explained how to condition. I think the depth could have been greater as far as some of the mechanisms of how the tools work. But at the same time, between the workbook and the content that they delivered via the virtual event, I thought those two, if you couple them together, they deliver the recipe, right? They tell you how to reprogram yourself. They tell you how to anchor your peak states. They tell you how to change your mindset and really dig deeper and break through some of those fears. The second piece is sales. Observing Tony Robbins and his team do the sales is an incredible opportunity to learn how to sell without feeling like you're pushing people into something that they don't want and don't need. It's really about believing that sales and marketing is a good thing, because we all sell every single day. We sell something. We sell ourselves at the job. We sell a product through our businesses. We sell services. Sales does not have to have negative connotation. So I think for my personal value, I had an opportunity to observe how they did it and how they broke down the concepts of sales tactics, and they also applied them on the audience in the same time. It was fascinating to see how they were answering some of the questions and some of the psychology behind them. They have primed us for those sales pitches that were going on, and I think if you're into it and if you're on that track, it can be absolutely value add to understand how to use those techniques in your own business and in your environment. As a facilitator, it was fascinating to me to see how they were able to pump up the crowd and motivate the crowd throughout 4-day period. I mean, this is an incredible example of how Tony and his team have this just amazing ingrained amount of energy that they were able to train throughout the years and actually deliver on. As a facilitator, learning some of the techniques of engagement and interaction with the audience, what they did, I had taken notes on every single thing, and it was absolutely a way for me to deconstruct and re-engineer the process of how to do the same things in my own environment. Tony Robbins was there 2 out of 4 days, which I didn't find a problem with. I thought it'd break up the monotony of listening to one person through a 4-day period, but I do believe that he has a pretty strong sense of delivery, and he has a pretty strong sense of influence of the crowd, and the way he manages the crowd is pretty engaging. So overall, the event had a good balance of different speakers, him speaking and his team speaking. I didn't find that to be a problem, and I actually appreciated that they broke up the monotony of one person speaking. So how do you get the most out of UPW Virtual? Well, number one, have a beginner mindset, be open to experiences, be open to be immersed, be open to jumping, dancing around, and letting go. This is really key to get the most value out of it, and I thought for myself, I didn't really care that we had 23,000 people watching me dance and jump around. I just was having a blast with it, and it was really for myself, not for someone else. So I didn't care that other people were watching me. Having that open and beginner mindset really allowed me to listen, to hone on some messages, to really dig deeper into what I already knew, and gave me an ability really to apply those concepts. Number two, if you have any family or loved one or even pets in your household, I would recommend shipping them off somewhere so you can have the house to yourself, or maybe renting an Airbnb, because really you need to be able to let go, you need to be able to immerse yourself in the experience. And if you're influenced by someone around you, that's really not conducive to you getting the most bang for your buck out of this experience. I would totally recommend being by yourself so you can easily dance around, run around, and scream. If you don't have an ability to get away from your household, or if you have different time zone and it's in the middle of the night, and if you're watching UPW Virtual, or if you have neighbors, you could scream into a pillow, which is totally worthwhile solution and alternative to being in the household by yourself. Another thing that I would recommend is turning negatives into positives and really embracing that open beginner mindset mentality. Why is it important? Well, first of all, there are a lot of things that you could be picking on and complaining about, as some of the people on the chat and other groups did. To be honest, for me, it was not as important, and I really didn't want to engage with that thought process. For myself, instead of complaining about the sales pitches, I actually chose to learn from it, and I was trying to soak every single bit of information that I could observe from Tony Robbins and his team, and so I could apply them later. Take those things that people are complaining about and reframe your mindset. Think of the opportunities that they could provide you to learn for yourself. And then the last tip I have is pick a few people that you would like to deepen the connections with. There are quite a few folks on the call. I mean, 23,000 is a pretty big deal, but the 220 people who I was in a group with, I would recommend picking a few out of the bunch and just forming a little stronger connection with, because ultimately we create community afterwards as a big group, and it's important to have those connections. So first of all, you can keep the momentum going, but also you can find like-minded individuals who will help you support your transformation that you might be going through afterwards. It's always great to build a community, and this is one of the ways in the virtual environment. Instead of trying to tackle 23,000 or even 200 people, I would recommend just picking a few and really becoming friends with them over a 4-day period. Overall, I would definitely give it 2 thumbs up. I thought the experience was absolutely incredible and worth it. There are different price ranges for different levels of tickets. So general admission at the time when I was signing up was $365 and diamond level was $17.95. I would definitely recommend going for general admission if you're not looking for extra perks. For example, diamond level provided some additional trainings and materials and also a ticket to a real live event in the next 18 months. For myself, I purchased a diamond level ticket because I wanted to have another additional ticket for a live event within the next 18 months. But looking back, I would actually change it to just general admission because I think just being a part of that virtual experience was incredible, and I'm not sure actually if I will go to a live in-person event and if I will have an opportunity to do that. The point of the matter is, at whatever level you decide to go, I would recommend going with general admission, just getting the most out of it. You can also enjoy it with your friends and family members. You get 1 login for Zoom, so everyone who signs up with you there still can watch the content, but at the same time they can't participate to the same extent as you can as the person who signs up for the event itself. So I hope this was helpful. I hope you are thinking about it. And if you have any questions or comments, please let me know in the comments down below. And let me know if you're thinking about attending one, or let me know what your experience have been if you have attended one yourself. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.